Alrighty, welcome back to another video. So about a week ago, I beat Sonic Colors for the first time. I thought it was pretty good. And then I beat it for a second time in the Egg Shuttle mode. And I thought it was really, really good. And I mean top 10 good game. So I want to share my opinion. Now that I've beaten it twice, I think my opinion holds more value. And if you disagree, comment. I would love to hear your comments. So I played the Sonic Colors Ultimate Edition that came out in 2021 for Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PS4. I think it also came out for PS5 and Series X and S, but I'm not sure. I played the Nintendo Switch version, and there's been some controversy about it. Some people have been saying, it's not good. There's a lot of glitches, and they had to release a patch for most of them, like day one. And I downloaded the patch, and yeah. So for me, I haven't noticed anything. I think it's been pretty good. And with Sonic Colors, it's one of those Sonic games that was really well received at the very beginning, but over time slowly got a worse reputation. And I'm here to bring that back. And I'm here to say Sonic Colors are still a fantastic game. Incredible. Just as good as when it first released. So we're gonna start off with Sonic himself. Now, again, another part of the controversy was, oh, there's so much 2D in the game. There's not enough 3D. Well, let's look at Sonic Generations and even Sonic Forces. That split up Sonic. So now you have modern Sonic and classic Sonic. Classic Sonic never felt good to play. Modern Sonic felt amazing to play. But classic Sonic just didn't feel like the Genesis Sonic. And which it really sucked, because that's what classic Sonic was supposed to be. And after playing Sonic Colors, the 2D sections were fantastic. Why? Because they all felt the same. There was really no difference between the Sonics. It was all the same. It was one Sonic and one gameplay style. And there was no different gameplay style for each game. The physics were still the same, and Sonic felt the same, whether it was 2D or 3D. And I believe that made it for a better experience overall. And I'm just gonna say this: the boost in this game is the best it's ever been. It's not too overpowered like in, say, Sonic Rush or Sonic Frontiers, but it's also not actually like every boost game. It's basically overpowered. This is the one game I think that is does a good job with the boost. It's you actually have to strategize when to boost. Playing the stages multiple times allows you to find the best route where you can boost the most amount of times and just get the most enjoyment out of it. And that brings back the classic Sonic era where it was all about memorizing the layout, finding the best route to take, and slowly getting better at the game by playing the game more. And I really enjoy that. So another part of the game is the levels, obviously. Very key, important part. And we have about seven zones with 6 acts in them and one boss fight. So we have Tropical Resort, which is a great intro stage. I actually really enjoy it. Sweet Mountain is a really great stage, especially because it's food. The sweets is not like overpowering. It's never so many sweets. It looks visually appealing and it's nice. We have Starlight Carnival, which was a really good stage. It's like Egg Fleet in Sonic Heroes, but colorified, more colors, more vibrant, and it's really nice. I really enjoy that stage. Planet Wisp is one that was featured in Sonic Generations for 360 and PS3, and in that game, Planet Wisp was like the worst stage in that game, but in Sonic Colors, it's like the best stage. It is just incredible how amazing it is. Everything about it is just great. The colors, everything just pops. I love the mix of the red and the green coming in to make, with this the artificial and natural clash. It's just a fantastic stage. Beautiful all around. Aquarium Park is another fantastic stage. I really enjoy the um the Japanese art style. The Japanese architecture in this stage is just amazing. It looks really, really nice and well done, especially the mix of the water. You wouldn't think it would go so well, but it does. And my least favorite stage out of all of them, uh, Asteroid Asteroid Coaster. It's I'm not saying it's bad because it's not bad. It's good. It's just not my favorite. I'm not a big fan. I like the coaster part, and then when you're going around from asteroid to asteroid, homing attacking on those, it's pretty fun. But some parts it's just not that fun, and I'm not a big fan of it. The art style is really cool. I enjoy the scenery, but yeah. And then the final stage, Terminal Velocity, where this is basically just like the final zone. So you have Act 1, which you're running down the elevator. You're running down the elevator shaft from space to Earth. And it's really cool. You're being chased by like robots and you have to avoid lasers, and eventually these motobugs come up and you can collect energy for your boost. It's just a really good stage. And Act 2 has the boss, and the boss fight, the final boss fight, is actually, I think, my favorite, one of my favorite boss fights in Sonic history. It's so cool. And I really enjoy how, after you get in so many hits, the theme of Sonic Colors, Reach for the Stars, kind of plays in the background, and the more hits you get, the more it pops out, and you can really hear it. And the wisps, they will follow you, so you're kind of like rescuing them. And then at the end, once you get all of them, and Eggman's ship is starting to explode, you can bring them all in and basically create like a big, like a supersonic, basically, but with the wisps. And it's just really well done. It's such a good game, such a good ending. Absolutely love it. Now, there's in the game the big gimmick is wisps, the wisps, and it's not unlike other games, say Sonic Unleashed, where the Werehog stages are like half the game, but so half the game not a lot of people like, which brings the game down. The wisps are amazing. They are so well done in this game. I'm so glad they did it. They're not overutilized, but they're not underutilized. They're the perfect combination where it helps, they can help get to the end of the stage faster or easier, but they can also help you get secrets along the way. They're just a really fun addition, and I really enjoy them. And they just, as you as you unlock stages, and say, once you unlock all the wisps, you can go back and play the stages, like say Tropical Resort, you can play that one again. You now have access to all the different wisps. So you can use the wisp that you unlock, like the last wisp that you unlock, you can use that now in Tropical Resort to get a red ring, a red star ring, which is pretty cool and gives an incentive to go back and play the game again, which I highly recommend. As a Sonic fan who played it twice already, it's really fun. Highly suggest it. Now, another my big thing with this game, it's a good thing. My big good thing with this game is the soundtrack. Oh, just incredible, man. The soundtrack is fantastic. Tropical Resort has a nice upbeat soundtrack, a nice upbeat and very nice. It's just fun. Sweet Mountain it's very interesting. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just interesting. Starlight Carnival, probably one of my favorites. Absolutely love it. It really brings out the carnival aspect in it, and I just enjoy it so much. Planet Wisp, probably my favorite soundtrack in the game. I'm not sure. It's so good. I don't know what I would originally expect from Planet Wisp, but it wouldn't be that, and it pulled it off so well. Aquarium Park, again, is another soundtrack that I didn't expect for that stage, but it pulls it off so well that I really enjoy it. And Asteroid Coaster, probably the best part of it is the soundtrack, and I really like the theme that plays, the rock and roll. It's really well done. Terminal Velocity Act 1 has a pretty good tune that plays in the background. And me personally, like, I will buy a game because it has a really good soundtrack. The game could be absolute garbage, but if it has a good soundtrack, I'm all for it. That's why I love the Mega Man X games, Sonic games. There's for Sonic games, and let's say there's always, even if they're bad, there's always going to be at least one tune in that game that's a banger all the time. There's not a single Sonic game that you can point out that doesn't have a banger sound, that doesn't have a banger tune in it. At least one. From Sonic 1 on the Genesis to, well, now, Sonic Superstars coming out on Tuesday. So, very excited for that. So, yeah. I was interesting. Sonic Colors is just such a good game, and I highly recommend it. I don't see why people are complaining about this. Like, the story is pretty lackluster. Okay, it's basically non-existent, but that's okay. We don't really need a big story. To me, Sonic Colors is like Sonic 1 on the Genesis. You just load in, you load up the game, right? And you just start playing. That's really it. You know the story. Eggman captures a bunch of planets, go save the planets, and he's using the Wisp's energy to power a big amusement park. And he's using the amusement park theme to hide his evil plan. Very, very minimal. You go stop him. Very minimal. But, the little cutscenes every now and then, I actually personally enjoy. I think it just adds a little extra, It could have just been the stages themselves. Like, we could have just had that. Just the stages and no story, which I would have been actually okay with. But the fact that we do have story here, I like it. I'm not a big story guy anyway, so I may be a bit biased when it comes to this. But, that's my thoughts. And yeah, I love Sonic Colors. Beating it twice, just a treat, and playing it on Ultimate is actually not that bad. I haven't experienced anything, and I turned on the original music, original soundtrack for the game. I haven't listened to the remixes. I kind of don't want to because I'm a bit scared because the original is so good. So I'm a bit scared. I did also remap the controls so they feel more like the Frontiers controls because before I got Colors, I was playing Frontiers. I was playing the Final Horizon of Frontiers, actually, so I was already used to that control scheme. So going from that to Colors, where I think it's like A to jump and B to use the dash, the boost, felt really off. But, you know, that's what it is. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and please consider like and subscribing, and please tell me your thoughts about Sonic Colors in the comments. I would love to hear it. It, it would warm my heart to see, people talking about colors again. Just tell me your thoughts. We can have, a debate in the comments section. Anyone can join. Just please, tell me your thoughts. And with that, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.